Hi there and good evening. My name is Rainer. This is Radio Books and this is my BookTube channel. Welcome to BookTube, where I speak about my reading, about books that I read mostly in English. Either they are written in English or they are translated into English. And it's time for another weekly wrap-up. So let's get started. I am a slow reader this time of the year at the end of November. Today is actually November the 29th, and I'm a little behind doing my weekly wrap-up video because I told you there's so much to do with work. We have a deadline December 13. Until then, we have to finish all of our projects. We have to finish all the things that we do, and there's still a lot of things to do until then. But then I hope that I can get more to reading, that I can do more books, that I can read more books. Because my reading goal, remember, was reading 52 books in 2021. And last year I read 56, which was a new personal record. This year I was modest. I said, okay, let's read 52, but I'm not going to make it. It doesn't look like I'm going to make it because right now I finished the 40th book of the year. So I'm 7 books behind, according to Goodreads, to my reading challenge. But the 40th book that I finished was, well, I would say it was a hell of a book, folks. It was a book called Hell of a Book by Jason Mott, the winner of the National Book Award in the United States of 2021. It is, I will do a single review about it. Of course, I have to do it. And it was the first winner that I was reading this year, the first award winner. A Hell of a Book by Jason Mott, which is a book about an unnamed Black American author who has just written a book called Hell of a Book and who is going on a tour through the United States and who is occasionally and very often actually meeting a black kid with very, very dark skins, so that the people who have bullied him when he was a little student at school called him Suit. So this story has really not disappointed me. I'm going to talk about it in a single review. This is about, well, I would say, to summarize what it's about for you who don't want to watch or don't want to wait until the single review comes. This is about race, of course. This is about living as a black person in the United States. This is about living as a writer, touring with a book. This is about mental illness. This is about human nature at its core, and it's going to rip your heart out, I promise you, if you read it. It's a hell of a book, Jason Mott. That's all I had to say for today about this amazing novel. It was the first by Jason Mott, and dear friends, I will say that one more time, but I found out that Jason Mott has written The Crossing, The Wonder of All Things, The Return, The First, We Call This Thing Between Us Love, and Hide Behind Me before this one came out. So 6 books before. The Return actually became a New York Times best-selling book and also a TV series that got him 2 seasons of shows. I'm going to take a closer look at this author in the future. What I'm reading now. I brought 2 books back to the library because I realized, okay, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to reading it because other people waited for them. After Parties by Anthony Viasna-So, short stories about Cambodian immigrants in California, and also Elif Shafak's beautifully starting novel, The Island of Missing Trees. I have delivered it back to the library here in Farsta today. I have ordered these books. I will buy them. I have bought them, actually. They're hopefully on their way to me, and I will reveal them again in another book haul, which comes in a few weeks, I hope before Christmas. But instead, I have started reading, I have a buddy read that started yesterday, yeah. After finishing Hell of a Book, I took the next winner. I took the Booker winner, The Promise, which I am going to read in a buddy read with Niambura here on BookTube. She also has a blog, and I think she's much more active outside BookTube, but I'm going to link to her channel down below. The nonfiction book that I picked up this month is Peril by Bob Woodward and Robert Costa. And this is about the end of the presidency of Donald J. Trump and the takeover by Joseph R. Biden Jr. And this is about the peril in which the democracy in America was, and also about the risk of a third world war that we sort of was at risk when China was extremely worried in the beginning about what would happen. They expected a possible attack from the United States in order for Trump to win this election. So this is a very interesting book, Peril by Bob Woodward and Robert Costa, which I hope that I can finish this month. I also plan still to read Abundance by Jacob Guanzon, which I think is a debut novel, and hopefully we'll do a buddy read here. We'll see. And the fourth book that I absolutely want to finish this year, which would be 41, 42, 43, 44, is What Strange Paradise by Omar Akkad, which is the winner of the Scotiabank Giller Prize in Canada 2021. Omar is a writer hailing from Egypt who emigrated to Canada many years ago, and who has worked in Canada as a journalist, as a writer, but who now lives in the beautiful city of Portland in Oregon in the United States. And What Strange Paradise is a novel about the refugee crisis in the Mediterranean, or about a boy arriving there and about a girl and a boy getting together, not as lovers or something, but as friends, a girl who's trying to help this little boy like if she was his older sister. So these four books are definitely on my list, and still I'm reading for the post-Soviet book club. I don't give up. I'm not going, never give up. Hold on to your dreams. I'm reading Rustam Ibragimgekov's Solar Plexus Baku Saga in 4 parts. These are the 5 that I have to finish this year, and it would make it 45, and every other book would be a bonus. Okay? So that's what I'm doing. And I'm also going to do some videos which I promised but didn't do. Books where the Los Angeles Times has their books of the year, the Washington Post has their books of the year 2021, and also the New York Times is out now with notable books. So this is very interesting, and I'm going to do this. I love lists. You love lists. Everybody does it. And we all love music, right? So the music I was listening to recently in the last week, the music that I was listening to last week, when I was reading hell of a book, when I had some time to sit down and sort of have a cup of tea or have a cup of coffee or even have a gin tonic, I listened to the American band Pom Pom Squad and their beautiful album Death of a Cheerleader, which is really just beautiful, very intimate pop music. To Bleachers, which is a project, I think, of Jack Antonoff from the United States, and Bleachers' current album is called Take the Sadness Out of Saturday Night. That was something that I really liked, and if you want a third album from me, why don't you take just an album called, a third album is 333 by Tina Shea. Tina Shea, always an R&B artist that I really adored from the beginning of her career. And I also have here, and I'm still falling for Brandon Flowers and The Killers. The Killers have a new album out, which is called Pressure Machine. Came out a couple of weeks ago. And this is a really beautiful album with very heartfelt songs, with romantic songs, with Americana from Las Vegas, Nevada. So you should listen to The Killers if you have the opportunity. Tell me everything about your reads, about your music, about your movies, if you watched any, down in the comments below. And I hope that I get back to you with more videos sooner, that you don't have to wait a whole week for a new video from Rainier Books. Thank you very much for today, for this one, and I hope that you stay safe. Oh my God, Omicron. I don't say much more than Omicron. Be safe. Be happy, as good as you are, but be safe most of all. And I see you very soon. Bye bye.